All right, so here's a little extra knowledge for your health and your wellness. Let's talk about consumer literacy. So, a consumer is someone who purchases or use goods or services. So, a good is something that could just be bought, something that you can kind of physically carry in your hand that people need. And services is something that we can provide for people to service. Like you can't buy a car wash, that would be like a service. You go and the car gets washed there. You can buy the sponge, right, or the cleaning materials. Those will be goods, right? So it's those, that's kind of the difference between it. So consumer literacy means that you understand the right way on how to be a consumer. Kind of like you are all literate in the language of English, and that is extending, right? That's why you take English, is to extend your literacy and become even more literate. If you are scientifically literate, it means that you understand how the scientific process works, and hopefully you won't be tricked by like scammers or people that are trying to say pseudoscientific things or scientific claims that sound scientific, but really there's no science backing it up at all. So your health and your wellness depend on reliable information. So who can we trust? We were just talking about this. Pseudoscience refers to theories and health claims that are described as science-based, but they're actually not. And now I want you to think, how do you know what information out there about your health is reliable and truthful? Like, how do you know what to trust? Like, if you see a commercial, do you think that that's something you should trust? If you see an article online or a link to something online, can you trust it? I think it all just depends, right? I'm sure that there's plenty of information that is true and accurate out there, but there's also a lot of misinformation and people that just want to basically get your money, right? That they don't really care about your health. So let's talk about how do we interpret media. So here are some health related websites that you can trust. The government. Now, I hope that you all trust the government. I can't do anything if you don't. But if you see a website and it ends with .gov, that means it is sponsored by the government. The government does have an interest in keeping you healthy. One of the biggest things that our government spends its money on is healthcare at all. So if we can keep people healthy, it costs everybody less money overall. So there is definitely an incentive for them to keep you healthy. And something that's sponsored by the government would be something that counts on that one. Any educational website that ends with .edu stands for like education. So that would be something that's produced by like a college. So if you go to, let's say, like Rutgers.edu, I'm sure it's something slightly different than that. But anything that comes out from there, they have no reason to basically lie to you about health. It's probably something based in their science department that was found. And then anything that is a PSA or a public service announcement is something that you can generally trust. Now, websites to be skeptical about or anything that is a product advertisement. It means that they're just trying to sell you something. So they don't care about your long-term health. They care about the long-term health of their company, right? They want to be very successful and make a lot of money. So you want to definitely be skeptical about claims that they're going to make. So what questions can you ask to help you evaluate websites? Well, who is actually paying for the website that you're on? What is their goal in creating the site? Is the information that you're getting actually up to date? If you're looking at an article and it wasn't created, it was last created in 2007. That's pretty outdated information at this point, right? So I would definitely be more skeptical about that versus something that just came out a year or two ago. Are there ads on the website, and are they clearly identified as ads? That's the thing. So many of these ads now that people's jobs are basically sneak in these ads. I'm going to show you some examples of that. And when they say that, 1 out of 5 people trust this, do they cite their information? What was that from? If they only asked 5 people, right, and like they're just like people that you can't really trust them, I wouldn't trust that study. But if it's cited in a real scientific journal, that's definitely something that you should be taking more seriously. And here's the thing: does the site ask you for your personal information? If so, why? There's a quote that says that if you don't know what the product is selling, like if you're using a product and it's free and you're not paying for it, but you're getting something out of it, why are they just providing that to you for free? So sometimes it could be advertisements that you see on there, but oftentimes those advertisements are hidden or they're not really that intrusive on your life. So what are they getting out of it? They're getting your data. So anytime that you go onto a website and you say, well, this is generally where I live, or this is how old I am, they're building up a database based on like, okay, people in this age range tend to like these types of things. And then they track everything that you're doing. They see what you Google, they see what you search up on these different websites, and they'll keep track of all that. And they'll say, okay, this type of person with this type of background, this age range, likes these types of things. Well, if we're going to make advertisements, let's target our advertisements towards those people. They're not going to be advertising to you things like diapers, right? Because you don't have a baby to take care of right now. But they would be more inclined to advertise to you things like video games that are specifically in like rated T, right? That would be more towards your age range. So those would be the types of things that they would be targeting you on. Now, I want you to take a look at this information right here. All of these look very similar to a real life article, but if you look carefully at them, none of them are. They're all fake articles, every single one here, and they all have these like clickbaity type titles on them to basically try to get you to go there. So every single one of them, they may have like a pretty lady on there to entice you to click on that, or they say, oh, there's this one weird trick if you click here, or what they look now is crazy. And it's all just basically to say, I wonder what that is. You click on it, and now all of a sudden you're at this other website where they're either trying to sell something to you, to put something on your computer, to gain some kind of information from you, basically trying to find gullible people to do that. So don't be that gullible person that falls for it, because none of these are real articles, even though they might look like they are. Because if you look over here, here's like the Yahoo main website right over here, okay? And you could see real life articles here. But if you go down here, this looks identical to a real life article, right? And it has this title. It says, Controversy, Robert Downey Jr. fired as Iron Man. Now, forget about what you know about the Marvel series. That's another clickbaity type headline. And you're like, what? Is that really true? And if you look very carefully down there, it says sponsored. That is a sponsored ad. They were paid to put that article on there. It's not a real article. It's just an advertisement to get you to click on that. Who knows what they're selling there? I wouldn't trust it at all. If you look over here, this looks like it could be from a real journal. It says Women's Health Journal. It says today's diet trip, one trick to lose your belly fat this summer. And then it says, wow, pure green coffee harnesses the weight loss effects of the purest extract from green coffee. So you're like, maybe this is something that could really work. And it seems like it could be legitimate until you look at the very top. It says advertorial right up here. This is an ad. This whole thing is fake. And it's just a way to basically get you to click on this and hopefully to extract money from you. That's what they want you to do. And I'm trying to figure out a way to tell you not to. If you look over here, deliciously nutritious. Interesting. This is chocolate milk mix, right? Now, if you look at it, what they're basically trying to claim that this is really healthy for you, right? It says 45% less. That's good, right? Sugar. And then it gets really small. Wait, what is that? Leading chocolate syrup brand. Okay, so it's got 45% less sugar than another. That still might mean I have a lot of sugar in it, right? It says 7 essential vitamins and minerals. Well, that's good. We want to get our essential vitamins and minerals, right? But if you look down here, it says if you have milk with it. So basically, you could just have the milk, skip the chocolate mix, and you're going to get everything that you need anyway. So there's nothing that this is actually adding to you. This is not something that's healthy for you, but they're trying to make it seem like it is. So that's something that you definitely want to be careful about. Here's another one. Vitamin water. Vitamin water, it used to have a slogan, and it was called water plus vitamins equals all you need. I think they actually made them change that slogan because it was false advertising. Because the reality is that there are 8 teaspoons of sugar in each bottle. 8 teaspoons of sugar. Children are recommended no more than 6 teaspoons a day. So I know that there are vitamins in here, and that's great. You can get those vitamins through a multivitamin or through just eating like a healthy diet. You don't need vitamin water, right? There's other ways to get through the day to make sure you get it, especially because that sugar that makes a drink taste good is not good. You don't want too much of it.